This is the Songwriter Connection, the award-winning elite music podcast of the year, connecting the songs and the people who write them. Welcome, songwriters, friends of the song, and fans of great music. Pull up a chair around the dining room table. From his home in Nashville, Tennessee, here's your host, songwriter and storyteller, Dave Lenahan.
And grab a cup of coffee. We're making coffee here. Hey, I'm so excited for our guest today. It's Sarah Harralson. She is back, and she's doing such exciting things. Congratulations to you, girl.
Thank you, Dave. I'm so excited to be back here.
Welcome back to the dining room table. You were here back in the fall with the Women Behind the Lyrics.
Yes, I was here with Women Behind the Lyrics, upcoming documentary I'm a part of. I was also over here to interview you on my podcast, Taking a Walk Nashville, and that was fun.
She's a multi-talented personality. Let me tell you, singer, songwriter, producer, and podcast host. One of my favorite new podcasts out there. Tell us about it. Walking in Nashville, huh?
Thank you. Taking a Walk Nashville. It's been out since last October. I feature different creatives, organizations, everyone in Nashville who makes Nashville, and I had you on recently. It was so fun. We talked about your music, but also it was cool because we talked about that grave you have absolutely been uncovering here in Hermitage, which is really cool.
Yeah. Well, you know, and I want to thank you for that because, when I heard that after it was all put together, I said, that's the best interview I think I've ever had.
Yay.
And you're just a great interviewer. And I sent it to my publicist. I said, make sure this is on the webpage because I want this. This is really good. And so you do a wonderful job.
Thank you.
You're interviewing some big people, aren't you?
Yes, we've had a lot of great people on the podcast. I'm featuring really cool independent artists as well. We were talking about Chandler Marie, and we have an upcoming episode with Steve Warner. So we have so many different levels of people in Nashville that make Nashville, which is awesome.
That is awesome. You do a wonderful job. Fantastic. And it's out there everywhere. iHeartMedia, right? For sure.
iHeartMedia. You can listen to it wherever you get your podcasts.
There you go. Awesome.
Wherever you listen to Songwriter Connection.
Where do you, how often do you publish and when do you?
We put a new episode out every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Yes.
That's cool. I think it's always great to be consistent like that. We're on Wednesdays, and we'll tell you more about that in just a little bit. I want to focus on you as an artist as well. You've written some great songs, and you've worked with some amazing people. I first read that you were discovered by the drummer of Shooter Jennings?
Yes. Yeah. So Scotty Schultz, he was the drummer for Shooter Jennings. And then around 2013, he decided to open up his own publishing company. So that was like, right when I moved to Nashville in 2013, I did the music business program at Belmont. And just pitched a couple of my demos to Scotty probably around 2015 and worked with him on my first country EP, Watered Down Whiskey, and I recorded all those songs with him.
That's awesome. Yeah. And then you've progressed. And I wanted to tell now you came here from Knoxville. How long ago?
Yes.
13,
so
you said?
I grew up in Knoxville, and after I graduated high school in 2013, I came straight to Nashville.
Okay. And you went to Belmont.
I did.
Business. What made you do the business thing?
It's interesting. I was deciding, I knew I wanted to do music further. I looked into their songwriting program, but I didn't know much about the business side of the music industry.
I think it's wise to take that.
Yeah. So I did the music business program. I minored in production, so I learned a lot about audio engineering as well. I just did a little bit of everything while, learning about the business side. And I'm glad I did that because, when I wasn't in school, I was out co-writing with people, still being a creative at the same time.
Do you still have time to do a lot of co-writing today? Because you're doing so many things.
I know. I'm doing so much at once, so it's all about balance, I find, and I'm still doing co-writing, and I love songwriting, so I gotta have time for that.
I see you've written with a lot of my friends too, like Johnny Garcia, who's absolute amazing talent, who promises me he's coming to do this podcast. He's got lots of great stories, and of course he would. He's been with Trisha Yearwood since the beginning, and he's with that other guy too. What's that Garth guy? Yeah. Whenever Trisha lets him, he's just a really fun guy. And then I see Bill DeLuigi. Even my friend Georgia Miles has got a song on your new record, which I want to talk about. It's just the beginning. But it isn't just the beginning for you, is it?
It isn't just the beginning. People may see that title and think, oh, this might be her first record, but it's not. I released a lot of albums and singles before this. I've been in Nashville, for over a decade at this point, but it's not just the beginning for my career, but just the beginning EP encompasses the beginning of my life.
I love it.
My first 3 decades of life thus far, and it's not all that defines me. There's so much more to come.
What I thought was so cool and so unique is it came with this. There is an accompanying short film, which is kind of your life, and it really is. It's pretty neat, and you put all the songs in it.
Yeah, it was so cool filming that. As I mentioned, last October, we were here filming the Women Behind the Lyrics documentary, and that was awesome. But a few months later, I was still doing something with film. I wanted to have visuals to go along with these songs on my new EP because it's about my background. It's about where I grew up, how I grew up. So I thought having visuals to go with it just made sense. And this is not something I've done before, doing a short film to go along with songs. You've seen a lot of artists do it before, but what made this special is we went back to Knoxville, where I'm from. We went back to Birmingham, Alabama, where I was born, lived the first 8 years of my life, went to some of those childhood places and put it in the short film.
In that film, there's this wonderful house, kind of an octagon shape out in the woods. Tell me about that. Did you live there? Or?
I didn't live there. That was a rental we used in the Smokies near Gatlinburg, and we loved how it looked and how the interior was with an octagon. It was so cool for filming. So that was a fun place to film.
Great image. As your songs are too. So, when you did this, did you feel like it was a new beginning for you?
I did. I feel like it was, talking about the first few chapters of my life, but it felt like it was very healing for me to go back to some of those places.
I'll bet.
Yeah, and then put that out there for the world, just for people to get an understanding of who I am and where I come from. And, in Knoxville, I grew up there, so a lot of those places I've already been back to. But in Birmingham and Pell City, Alabama, right outside of Birmingham, I haven't been there since I was like 9 years old. So going back to some of those places, seeing my childhood home, 20 plus years later, it was very emotional.
I bet.
And nostalgic seeing those places again.
Oh, yeah. And was it difficult writing about those years?
It was. So most of the songs on the EP were solo written, and I think it was because those were very personal stories for me to write about my parents splitting up. And that's how I ended up in Knoxville when my parents split. My dad stayed back home in Alabama. I moved to my mom with Knoxville. So House Divided talks about the split between my parents and the relationship between, cheering for the Vols and the Crimson Tide at the same time, which I think a lot of people can relate to.
But I always had a feeling that it was more than just this Saturday football game every year when Tennessee played Alabama, huh?
Yeah, House Divided was the first single off the EP. I released it last October, the day before the Alabama-Tennessee football game. And so you hear the songs like sing GBO, Go Big Orange, and Roll Tide on the same Saturday. So you get the feeling that it's about football, but it's not just about that. It's about having this big rivalry and cheering for both because you grew up in a household that was split, that was, kind of going back and forth between Alabama and Tennessee, which, a lot of people can relate to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I did because I was born in Buffalo and a lot of my relatives were in Buffalo. But when I was very, very young, I moved to Cleveland. So whenever the Browns played the Bills, it was, we'd either go there or they would come here or come to Cleveland. And so it was a house always divided. Some of those pictures are so cool. Bills and Browns uniforms and things. But but yours has a deeper meaning. And I'm wondering if you could share that song with us. I know it's out there streaming everywhere. Just the Beginning is the name of the new record, and you've got to watch the accompanying film that goes with it. It really is good. Yeah.
Thank you.
You could be a movie star. Hey, you look good on
Thank you.
camera.
Yeah, please check out the short film, Just the Beginning, on YouTube. I'll do an acoustic version of House Divided right now.
Very cool.
it full of orange and crimson. It's hard to choose between two teams you love cheering. One raised you, one made you the person that you are. A split like this is known for breaking hearts. It's always gonna be such a big rivalry, staying roll tide and GBO on the same Saturday. I knew they would never be good together, and picking a favorite only leads to danger. It's not something you can hide when you grow up house divided. One day my home team slowly got revealed. Well, my dad was away and I was playing just one field. The excitement of the game on the third Saturday of October would come and go for another year. Then it was over. It's always gonna be such a big rivalry, staying roll tide and GBO on the same Saturday. I knew they would never be good together. Picking a favorite, it only leads to danger. It's not something you can hide when you grow up house divided. Always root for both, 'cause whatever the weather, it's time spent together. And it's always gonna be such a big rivalry, saying roll tide and GBO on the same Saturday. And I knew they would never be good together, and picking a favorite, it only leads to danger. It's not something you can hide.
House divided. So here's the obvious question. Okay. Were you rooting orange or were you rolling tide?
Well, that's the problem. I feel like I always had a root for both. And it's cool because if you find the House Divided section of the short film, we go to Neyland Stadium in Knoxville and Bryant Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa and filmed in both places. So I've always loved rooting for both. But, you know, Alabama was always winning for years and years. And that was a lot of fun for me. But now it's like, okay, time for the balls to step up.
I thought you were going to say, go Bruins.
Well, they don't have football.
They don't do that. I did basketball. That's right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they got a football team. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. It's a great song. Yeah. And was that one you wrote by yourself?
Yeah, that was a solo write that I wrote a few years ago.
There are some songs you just got to write by yourself, huh?
Yeah, especially if it's personal experience, especially like about your childhood. Sometimes it makes sense to write that from the heart and just easier to sit down and write it by yourself.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. And when you bring other people in on that, sometimes the story gets, warped a little bit, goes in a different direction. So some things like that, you just inside your heart, inside your head, and you get it out.
Yeah.
So, and I imagine very cathartic for you, huh?
Very cathartic, especially filming the short film that goes along with it. And the first 3 songs on the EP I wrote by myself. The last 2 were co-writes. Like you mentioned, I wrote It Can't Rain All the Time with Bill DeLuigi, and then No Hearts Got Harmed, the last song with Georgia Miles and Bill. Mm-hmm. And so those are the only 2 co-writes on the EP, and those we just kind of decided made sense for finishing out the story of what I wanted to tell.
Sounds good. It's it can't be raining all the time, right? That came from a different idea, didn't it?
It did. Yeah, I didn't expect that this would land on this EP about, my life thus far, just the beginning. But I wrote that probably back in 2021 with Bill. And my husband Drew introduced me to the movie The Crow,
Who's
the
here,
90s movie. He's here. He's in the
Drew.
room.
Yeah. Studio drummer.
Yeah, he drummed on all of the songs on just the beginning, so it was fun working with him on the studio and that. But back to It Can't Rain All the Time, if you watch The Crow, the last quote of the movie, one of the final scenes, he's in the rain, his sister sees him from the shadows, and he just simply tells her, it can't rain all the time. Yeah. And I thought it's just a beautiful quote that I wanted to put into like a country bluesy song, just a reminder for people going through hard times that it's not going to rain all the time. It's going to get brighter and better. And that was definitely a song and a reminder for me that I needed years down the road going through some hard times.
A lot of people ask me, and so I always try to ask the songwriter, where your ideas come from. So it's good to hear stories like that. It came from an iconic line from a really great movie.
Yeah.
So they come from different places, don't they?
Absolutely. Sometimes it's just sitting down, watching a movie, and inspiration unexpectedly hits you. Or traveling on the road, I get a lot of ideas from that. Just real experiences you've been through.
There's something about the road. I don't know what it is. With the wheels on the road, and you just start thinking and ideas come.
Yeah.
I always keep my phone handy so I can hit record.
Yep. I'm like, Siri, record this for me.
Record this for me. That's right. Exactly. Hands free. So you can drive and pay attention. But I'd like to hear the rain song. And now that you told us the story, and how did it relate to your life at that time?
Yeah, so when we wrote the song, it was just about a universal message of when you're going through hard times that it's going to get better. But then it became a great reminder for me. I lost my mom to cancer back in 2022, and when we were putting the songs together for this EP, I wanted to go through the steps of my life.
Yeah.
So we talked about my childhood, where I grew up. We should talk about One State Away. Later, my experience with my dad being on the road as a truck driver, and then I lost my mom, and so that's where the song It Can't Rain All the Time comes to play, and just a reminder when you're going through those times that you should look forward to something because it will get better. So that's where this song comes into play.
I need this right now. Can you play it for us?
Yeah. Sure.
One day you're the top of the town, then the town talks you down. You fall right off of cloud nine. Trouble comes blowing in. Oh, you're waiting for a change in the wind. You can try changing your state of mind. It can't rain all the time, all that gray up in the sky. It's just a flip side of blue. It's gotta make a little room for a new beginning to a happy ending. Pretty soon we'll be soaking up the sunshine. It can't rain all the time. That songbird will sing again. The prayer's gonna have an amen. It ain't the weatherman running the show. Keep rocking, let the thunder roll. Oh, it's another thing you can't control. Even hard times come and go. It can't rain all the time, all that gray up in the sky. It's just a flip side of blue. It's gotta make a little room for a new beginning to a happy ending. Pretty soon we'll be soaking up the sunshine. It sunshine. It can't rain all the time.
No. That's what they say. And it can't. It certainly isn't raining anymore for you with all the exciting things you're doing, from the podcast to the short film and this new record. And you're going to be on TV today again, aren't you? Would you tell me you're going after our show today?
Yeah, I'm going to be on Country Fix TV, not far from here. So if you watch like American Country Network or any of those country networks on cable, Country Fix airs to a lot of them, so I'm excited. I think next week there'll be, or when this comes out, the current
this
week.
Will be publishing next week. The 8th.
So check out one of those network TVs and check
24th.
out my interview. Yeah,
I'm so screwed up with time. June 24th, if you're listening on the day that this comes out. Okay.
Yeah, so I think June 26th, 27th. Just go on Country Fix TV and then you'll find my interview.
There you go. Well, I can't wait to see that. That's fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you.
You started writing when you were 10? Come on.
Yes.
Seriously?
Well,
Could you play an instrument then?
So I learned piano at the age of 14. That was my first instrument, and then later taught myself guitar. But no, at 10, I was just singing. So what happened there, even though I couldn't play an instrument at that age, that was after my parents split. It felt like my siblings are much older than me, 13 and 16 years older than me. So when I moved with my mom to Knoxville, it was just me and her. My siblings were already out of the house going to college. So it felt like it was just kind of me and her. And I had a lot of emotions about going through that as a young child. And I just found music as a way to put those emotions into
at
lyrics.
10 years old are writing some heavy topics, huh? Heavy stuff.
I mean, if you go back and listen to some of those songs, it's like, okay, well, you can tell, a child has written about them, but there were some songs that I wrote about, missing my dad, about the time spent away from him. And I would just put it down on paper, and then I had one of those little karaoke machines where you could record on a cassette, so I would just record the melodies I was hearing on those cassettes.
Then when you started playing piano, did you go back to those songs and could you play the melody?
I did. I would go back and then I would put the melodies on sheet music and put music with it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Heavy topics at 10. But you know what? I've always said, here's the thing about songwriting. It sure is a lot less expensive than paying a therapist, isn't it? Really.
That was my therapy growing up.
Yeah, it was your therapy. Yeah, that helped you get through. Music helped you get through, didn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, I always say music heals.
Music heals. That's absolutely the truth. And we're healing today. We've got Sarah Harralson with us, and we are going to talk more. We're going to hear some more songs around the dining room table after this quick break. Don't go away.
You're listening to the Songwriter Connection with Dave Lenahan. Find us on Facebook and YouTube at the Songwriter Connection Podcast. And find Dave at thedaveconnection.com. Now back to the show with your host, Dave Lenahan.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that, an audio podcast on YouTube. There's a little slide that goes up. But you can listen to us there. And we feel that we got to be there because it's, it's a big search engine. Second most to Google. So we're there. And if you're listening, please like and hit that subscribe. If you just press those buttons, that help us more than you know. You know what helps more than anything, though, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, Sarah, because she's a fellow podcaster, is if you get something out of this show and you could just tell one person about it, just one, I would love you for that. And maybe they would listen. And then they'll tell people, and they'll...
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's how we grow, right? Isn't it? It's exciting to watch it grow. We publish each and every Wednesday at 2 o'clock in the morning, Central Time, USA, and we're heard all over the world, and we appreciate you finding us. Also, each and every Wednesday when we publish, I add a couple of songs from the artist that day on my playlist on Spotify, which is called Songwriter Connection, The Songs. just stream that. It's a lot of great music on there. You'll be surprised some of the great songs you hear from some of the great songwriters that we've had on this show. So check that out if you will. Awesome. Sarah Harralson is our guest. She has got this great new podcast. How do you get started podcasting? You do it all, girl. You do it all.
I know. Some of these were just like unexpected endeavors that I fell into.
Yeah.
And I was already doing a podcast a few years ago called Mind Your Music Business. And at that time, it seems like everyone had a podcast. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend time doing a podcast, but I wanted to educate people, especially independent artists who were coming to me asking about the business side of the industry.
Oh, yeah.
As I mentioned, I did the music business program at Belmont. I worked in royalties, so I think it's important to educate independent artists who don't know about contracts, don't know about royalties. So I started this podcast called Mind Your Music Business, just interviewing different people of different sides of the business side of the industry. And it has really educated a lot of people about the business side of the music industry, which was cool. That's
such a great thing. Do you mind some questions about the business industry that, from fellow songwriters? For instance, people that are listening and they're just getting into this songwriting, what would you tell them? What's the most important thing they need to know on the business side?
Just know what you're getting into. There's a lot of artists that move here from out of town, and they're really excited. They're excited to hopefully get seen, get found, get signed, and that's great. But you don't want to, sign everything away just to get exposure. So have a lawyer look over your contract, have them explain to you what that means. Sometimes it means you don't have rights over your social media, or you can't post certain things or certain songs. So just figure out if that's what you want in your career. It's very hard as a songwriter and artist to get paid unless you're constantly touring. So you have to know what you're getting into. And then I always like to help independent artists find some of those royalties. If you're out playing shows, you can get royalties for that. You
can, and you should.
Yeah. So I just love, educating artists and songwriters about that.
For instance, I'm a BMI. That's my PRO. We've talked about PROs before in the past. They collect the money that you're due, and they have a thing called BMI Live. And every song I play out, I'm registering. It pays more than a Spotify stream. So if you're not a member of a PRO, might want to look into that. There's ASCAP, there's BMI. CSAC, you've got to be invited, but there's they're out there. And the Publishing Rights Organization, so they'll take care of your royalties. What about for a songwriter going, well, I don't play on my songs because people will steal them. I need to have them copywritten first. What do you say to that?
I think at the bare minimum, you should at least register them with your PRO. With BMI. If you're overseas, there's other PROs such as, PRS. Look into wherever country you are to find that. Register. I
was writing with my Australian friend Michael Saletta yesterday, and we wrote at APRA, which is the Australian. Yeah. And they're connected now to BMI. So wherever country you live in, there's probably, I know we have listeners all over. And I want to say hello to Barry from Ireland, who sent me a nice message today. He's doing some really great things. And they formed their own little songwriter group, and it's so cool.
Cool.
It's so cool. But I imagine there's an Irish PRO. So Barry, join it. Figure it out. What's going on there. Yeah. So you get paid for your songs when you play them out. I hear a lot of people, I'm afraid they're going to steal my song.
I know. Well, in a digital age, it's, easy to think that on social media, they might hear your song and someone might take it and do it in a different way. There's so many gray areas with that, especially now with AI, people putting work tapes into AI and everything. So it's definitely a gray area for sure, but I always recommend people to register their songs with their PRO. Mm-hmm. And if you have co-writers, make sure you get their information, their registered numbers with their own PROs, correct splits, and their own publishing, because I've seen so many times where a writer doesn't have their other co-writer's information and a song gets registered incorrectly and, you're going down the rabbit hole.
Absolutely. So when you're talking about splits, and it's probably a real good idea. If you've written a really good song, say there's 3 of you on it, there's something called a split sheet. And you can find one online, print it off, and you all sign it, and put all your PRO information, everything like that. And when they talk about splits, they want to know, how does it split? And it splits differently if there's 3 of you. If there's three of you, then it's 33.33, and somebody's going to get 33.34.
Yes.
And I always give that to whoever had the idea, who was ever driving that song that day. But these are things you don't think about. And but music is a business. It's every bit a business, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so many different ways you should be collecting on your songs, from mechanicals to performing rights. And then, yeah, if the song's being released, definitely register that composition and recording with the U.S. Copyright Office if you're in the U.S. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things to consider.
Yeah, there really is. And there are books, and they're out there. Read up on it and know your rights.
Yeah. And if you find me on social media at Sarah Harralson, you might be able to find, if you just look up my name, Sarah Harralson, and Song Fancy royalties, if you Google that, I wrote an article for this organization called Song Fancy about how you can collect all your different types of royalties.
There's one thing I left out. You're a writer, too. I mean, an author writer. You wrote a book.
I did. Yeah, I don't know how I have time for all of this, but that was another unexpected endeavor. And, we talked about my mom, and shortly after my mom had passed, I had a friend, Christine Bauer. She's also a songwriter, and she called me, and she was giving her sympathies, and then she told me that she asked me a question. She said, is there anything in particular that your mom really loved, whether it's like a symbol or an animal? Mm-hmm. And I told her, I'm like, my mom really loved turtles. Aww. And she said, next time you see a turtle, I think it'll remind you of your mom, and you'll think of her, and it'll just be, a reminder from her. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was very sweet, but, it's not unusual, I guess, to see a turtle, depending where you are. So, I kind of took that with a grain of salt. Yeah. And then months later, I was just sitting in the living room, watching the news with my husband, and the story came on the news about the symbiotic relationship between a butterfly and a turtle. Really? And I didn't know this, but turtles excrete salt from their glands, and it looks like they're crying, and butterflies are thirsty, so they kind of help them out and drink the salt tears from their glands. I never knew that. Wow. I didn't either. And, my husband, Drew, he was like, that would be a cute idea for a children's book. And, light bulb kind of went off in my head. I'm like, I think, it's funny because I don't always believe in signs, but I thought that was so fitting for Christine to tell me that about turtles, and then see that. I'm like, I think I was meant to put this in a children's book. So,
so you wrote a children's book?
I did. It's called Turtle Tears. A local illustrator here in Nashville, Kyle McManus, he did the illustrations in the book, but it's for children. It's about the relationship between a butterfly and a turtle. It's just how, they're unlikely friends, but they end up becoming the best of friends through, what they're going through. It teaches children who are going through a hard time that friendship can heal you in the best of ways.
It's out there. Might want to pick it up for your kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Let's get back to the album. Was there one particular song that just tears your heart out the most? Hardest to write, maybe?
There are, especially the first three songs were very, they were more difficult to write and release because, it's about my childhood, and it's putting it out there.
Putting it out there, isn't it, girl? That's brave.
I think it's one thing when you write a song about a relationship or particular experience and put it out there, but when it's something that's personal to you that your family is going to hear, I think it's really putting your heart and feelings on the table for your family to suddenly hear what you're going through if they haven't already.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the case with One State Away. My dad is active in listening to my music now, and I'm reconnected with him now. But there was a period of years from when I was 17 to 27 where I didn't speak to my dad. I didn't hear from him. We didn't see each other.
It's a long time.
Yeah, there would be like maybe an email here and then on birthday and Christmas, but I just, through those years, I thought, I'm never going to see my dad again. And after my mom passed away, he showed up, and I got reconnected with him, and we talk every now and then. But, he's also a truck driver now. Yeah. And so he's always out on the road, and that's definitely a big reason of why I don't see him, because he's always out on the road. And so I wrote the song One State Away. It's about him, even though he lives in Alabama and I'm Tennessee, and we're one state away from each other, we don't really see each other. And so that's what that song is about. And when you look at the video, there's it was kind of wild filming this part of the video, because my dad was out on the road, so he couldn't be a part of the video.
Oh, was that somebody playing your dad?
It was someone playing my dad. He recommended like another trucking company in Birmingham, Alabama. So this trucking company, like, they had the semi ready for us, me and the videographer, and they hired someone, like one of their truckers that looked like my dad. And we were like in the back of the cab, like filming this truck driver just driving down the road. So that was pretty wild and fun. But when it all came together, it's like showing me driving, showing my this person who's playing my dad driving a semi, how we're just driving, thinking about each other. We don't see each other, even though we're one state away.
Wow. Has he seen the video and heard the song?
He has. And when I first released It Can't Rain All the Time, the first part of the film, he reached out to me and just told me how I did a really good job. And that was a really big step, especially when you're not as emotionally tied to someone anymore. So it was very beautiful seeing how all of this came together in a full circle, and just being a little bit connected to each other again is really meaningful.
You set it up so well. Can we hear it?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, this is One State Away.
You've been traveling through all sorts of places. It's been years since I've seen your face. We see the same comets from miles away. I've been wishing we'd align again someday. When you're headed east from Colorado, driving back through the Oklahoma plains, do you think of me once you've reached Kentucky? When you've hit
Very good.
Thank you.
Another one of those songs that just pretty cathartic, I think, to you.
Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
Well, I'm glad that you're coming back together with your father, and that seems like a hard thing to go through, but it's healing, isn't it? Yeah,
it is. And I say when people are going through these kind of situations with their family, it's easy to think that a relationship is broken, and it might be, but you never know what's going to happen down the road. So I think people should just keep that in the back of their hearts and minds.
It's not over.
Yeah.
Till it's over.
Yeah.
How profound. So write a song. That's really good. What's next for you? I mean, you're doing that short film. I think is just a great idea to accompany that new album. It's called Just the Beginning. If you haven't seen it, please do. And it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
It's on Spotify too, isn't it?
Yes, you can listen to the EP anywhere you get your music. And then if you want to see the full short film, it's under my YouTube channel at Sarah Harralson.
Yeah. You get a lot of other cool things on that too, don't you? On that site.
I do, yeah. Besides the short film, I have some other music videos on there, always posting some shorts from my podcast and live performances too. On
the podcast, anybody that you interviewed recently that, I don't know about you, but every interview I do, I learn something.
Yes.
Either related to the business or to the craft of songwriting. Is there anything recently that just struck you and you said, wow, man, I learned something new today?
I've had so many good conversations with people, but one that comes to the top of my mind. I got to sit down with songwriter Skip Ewing.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
wow.
And he's had a lot of hits and written a lot of songs.
Yeah, he has.
And he's such a great storyteller. I mean, our conversation probably went for an hour of him just telling stories. And he lives in Wyoming now and comes back to Nashville every now and then still. But he was just saying how, once he got connected to nature living in Wyoming, it was just easier for him to write songs. And he's just, it's a great reminder that we should be connected to nature, connected to the things we love instead of trying to, always focus on writing the best songs we can, get the cuts and everything. I think once we strip down to our roots, focus what matters in life, then the songs and, the right path will come.
There's peace in that. And from peace, sometimes magic comes.
Well, and you could just tell in the conversation if you listen to it that he's just so at peace with his life, and I think that's awesome.
It's cool. We'll have to listen to that.
Yeah.
Again, the podcast is Taking a Walk in Nashville.
Taking a Walk in Nashville.
Check that one out too, okay, folks? You really will enjoy it. She's a great interviewer and a great person. How about one more song from that album? And the story behind it, of course. And we'll wrap things up here just a little bit.
That sounds good. Yeah. So I want to play one that's a little bit more up-tempo from the album. It's the first track. It's called Born in Birmingham.
Cool.
When you listen to it, you just know a bit about my background and who I am. So yeah, check out the short film.
You could find me in Pell City till I was 8 years old. But it was anything but the city, just dirt and back roads. Mom moved me up to Knoxville, that's where I grew up. She got me out of a small town, crimson still runs in my blood. I've become a city girl, but I still have a country heart. Time and distance have grown me and that town apart. It's still in my bones, that place made me who I am. Even though I've been all over this land, just know I was born in Birmingham. Sometimes when I go back, I wonder what would it be like if I'd stayed in Alabama. Would I have liked my home life? And it'll always hold a special place deep down in my heart. It's not where I belong now, I belong there at the start. I've become a city girl, but I
Well, you can take the girl out of Birmingham, but you can't take Birmingham out of the girl. That's for sure. Sarah Harralson is my guest. I'll get it out eventually. Don't you worry about it. But it's really been a blast. There's one of the things I wanted to ask you about. You tend to give back too. As busy as you are, you make time to play in hospitals. It's Musicians on Call. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah.
You've done a lot of those shows, haven't you?
It's a great organization. I've been volunteering with them once a month since 2015.
Wow.
Musicians on Call. They're all over the U.S., so not just in Nashville. Wherever you live, you should look up if, they have a program at your local hospital. You can be a volunteer musician. You don't have to be a musician. You can be a volunteer guide, guiding musicians into hospital rooms. So we play room to room for hospital patients who want to hear a song, and it really brings joy and healing to them when they're, going through tough times.
We had a group in Cincinnati when I was with the NSAI up there that would go into hospice and do the same thing. Yeah. But that's what an appreciative audience there too. And you must get so much out of it as well, huh?
Yeah. And that previous song I played for you, It Can't Rain All the Time, that's a song that I like to play in the hospitals as well.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
That's good. What's next for you? What are you going to do? I mean, come on, you've done movies, you've done podcasting, you've written books, you write your song. I mean, the sky's the limit, huh?
Yeah, I'm enjoying the current release that I put out. There's been so much work that has been put into it. But as we were talking earlier, the Women Behind the Lyrics documentary, we were here last October sitting down with you, talking about the documentary. You can go back and listen to that episode on Songwriter Connection. Talks about what it's like being a woman in the music industry. It's myself, Wendy Moten, Judy Pastor, Delaney Ann, and it shows us on the road touring as women, and the pilot episode is almost done being edited, so hopefully late summer people can look forward to that pilot episode and documentary.
It was so great that you all came here around the dining room table and shared the songs and the stories of that, so that'll be coming soon, something to watch for. So.
Yeah, and you can listen to our compilation album from Women Behind the Lyrics wherever you get your music too.
That's out there. I got one right there.
You do? You have it on display?
I have it on display.
I love it.
So thank you again. And I appreciate it. And all the best with all the endeavors. I mean, it's just exciting being in your shoes right now, isn't it?
It's so fun. Yeah. And I'm just happy to be back here and sitting and talking with you, Dave. Thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. All the best. And right on, folks.
That's a wrap from the dining room table. Thanks for joining the conversation and chasing the music with us. From Nashville, Tennessee, this is the Songwriter Connection, the award-winning elite music podcast of the year, connecting the songs and the people who write them.